I'm very aware of the passion that everybody shows, and
the first word that comes to people's mind when you talk about Kolkata is just the passion.
मुझे कभी भी ऐसा लगा नहीं कि मैं कलकत्ता आया हूँ और खाली हाथ जाऊँगा.
To be honest, I miss playing, in front of packed crowds and especially Eden.
I'm very mindful of the passion that the fans show. Having been a part of the previous teams for 3 seasons, I'm very aware of the passion that everybody shows and what it means to everybody to play for this franchise.
I think it's massive. The crowd and the energy that is affiliated with Eden Gardens, Calcutta and the state of West Bengal is something special. I think only if you come play for KKR, you can really feel it. We talk about 60,000, 70,000 people coming every time we play a game, and the energy that they bring in is unbelievable.
कलकत्ता में जब गया हूँ मैं खाली हाथ आया नहीं हूँ, और वहाँ क्या शक्ति है, वो काली माँ क्या आशीर्वाद है कि 2 IPL फाइनल खेला हूँ, हैट्रिक वहाँ ली है, मेरे टेस्ट मैचेस के बेस्ट फिगर्स वहाँ पे है. दिस इज़ आई एम बीइंग वेरी ऑनेस्ट. मुझे कभी भी ऐसा लगा नहीं कि मैं कलकत्ता आया हूँ और खाली हाथ जाऊँगा, क्योंकि कोई ना कोई ऐसी शक्ति है वहाँ पे. जब मैं वहाँ खेलता हूँ तो मुझे लगता है कि मुझे वहाँ कोई हरा नहीं पाएगा. जो फैंस हैं वहाँ के, वो आपको ना सच्चे दिल से प्यार करते हैं कि अगर आप वहाँ पे अच्छा करते हो तो देन दे फील कि यार ये हमारा बंदा है.
To be honest, I miss playing, in front of packed crowds and especially Eden, where I know thousands of people got your back.
A game I think we played in 2019, if I'm not wrong, versus Sunrisers. We were chasing and we were behind, and then Andre Russell went in and he did some magic that day.
When I walk out the bat and I hit that first 6, I get goosebumps because the loud cheer even before I faced the first ball.
He sort of was on his knees hitting it over wide mid-off for 6. I was telling him what a shot that was. He said, when I went down there and I hit that shot and I could hear the crowd and literally chanting my name and this thing, he said, I literally had tears in my eyes. And he said, I had to tell myself, big man, you're a big man, you can't be crying. So that's the emotion that a player feels. And that happens only in places like Calcutta. I don't think it's an exaggeration if we said that there isn't another franchise which enjoys the kind of support that the home city gives you and the home state gives you wherever you go.
Well, I'm in Kolkata. For me, it's as comforting if I'm sitting beside my mother and talking. There's a sense of security, and that's what Kolkata is,
It's something that can't measure. The bond that KKR and Kolkata as a city has.
সবার আগে যার জন্য ক্রিকেটকে ভালোবেসেছি সেটা আমি আগেও বলেছি, সেটা বলেছি সচিন স্যারকে দেখে আমি এসেছি, তারপরে আমাদের বাংলার দাদা দুজনকে দেখে এসেছি। আমার হৃদয়ে একদিকে সৌরভ একদিকে সচিন রয়েছে, তার মাঝখানে আমার মনের মধ্যে বা নয়নের মধ্যে চলে এসেছে KKR.
Everyone is cheering for KKR and they feel that it is our team. We were almost geared up to host South Africa and it was hardly a week left for the match to happen, and we were already completely decked up. Eden Gardens was different looking at that point of time, and that's when the pandemic hit us, and we were told that match would be called off, and it was very difficult for us actually to even comprehend what is happening.
The tournament was postponed in 2020 when it was supposed to happen, and we didn't really know whether it was going to get rescheduled.
There's something very unfortunate that has happened, and it's affecting all of us, whether in work, whether in sports, whether everything.
I think everyone realized that it was one of those unusual once in 100-year situation. Every little bit matters, and everyone who's in a position to help has to extend that helping hand. And from our perspective, we took up an important initiative to supply PPE kits because that was going in short supply. And so we worked very closely with the West Bengal government.
We are very thankful to KKR entire team. They have extended their hand throughout the state, all the corner of the state where the people are suffering. They have reached their food packets, other things. They are reaching every corner.
We donated 25,000 kits at that particular point in time. I don't want to speak too much about that because I don't want it to sound like we're taking credit for something, but it was our duty to be able to go out there and do it, and that was exactly the sentiment of SRK. And he said, whatever we need to do, let's do it.
There are a lot of artists in our industry who lives on daily wages. And as it is, their income was slowly going without any reason. And then suddenly Amphan came and he just took even more things away, and which was really, really harrowing. And the worst part is you couldn't do anything about it.
हम आपके साथ.
So let's join hands.
For our brothers and sisters.
जिन लोगों के घर उजड़ गए हैं,
जो जिंदगी की जरूरतों के लिए जूझ रहे हैं.
Be it against Amphan, COVID or tough time. KKR is bringing a Sahayata van, which we will try to take it to every needy person who has been affected by Cyclone Amphan. Yesterday, today and forever, we stand with you.
I'm on behalf of all of them and of course the ownership and the broader KKR family expressing our support in whichever way we can do. One person in Kolkata, I'm in Mumbai, DK is in Chennai, and the van is on the move. So it's wonderful that with using technology we're able to do some of these things, and it's the spirit and the sentiment that is more important than anything else.
See, it's been a very tough time, to be honest, because we wanted matches to happen, we wanted tournaments to happen.
And we didn't really know whether it was going to get rescheduled. Unfortunately, the World Cup got postponed, that window opened up. So mixed feelings straight away, because on the one hand, at least the fact that the tournament was going to happen was a big relief, but sad that it was not going to happen in a way where we could go back to Kolkata, to our home, and play at Eden Gardens in front of our van.
এই যে আমরা ইডেনে খেলা হলে আমরা বেশ আগে থেকে টিকিট কেটে আমরা যেদিন খেলা সেই দিন খুব ঢাকঢোল পিটিয়ে আমরা সবাই মিলে যেতাম। সেই জিনিসটা এখন আর এই ইডেনে খেলাটা হচ্ছে না। তো এই যে পুজোর টাইমে আমরা যে এসছি এখান থেকে আমরা যেতাম, ইচ্ছা ছিল ইডেনে যদি খেলা হতো আমরা পুজোটা ওখানে কিছুটা গিয়ে আমরা স্পেন্ড করতে পারতাম।
It's a question of close, but it didn't happen. So I think everybody's waiting for April, which is just about 6 months away.
After the first wave, we are very optimistic that now everything will be back to normalcy, because we wanted the safety of our cricketers. We were almost once again ready to host the IPL, but matches had to be shifted, it had to be called off, and the wait continued.
I think when you put anybody in a certain point, as humans, everybody becomes resilient. As humans, everybody has that need to survive, has that need to maybe prove something, or maybe do something which they believe isn't right. So I think yes, resilience is there. There's a lot of toughness below, but I think that exists.
When I go through the office, I'm missing there is no people standing, not buying the tickets. There's a huge line in our ground, and we are missing the shouting KKR, KKR.
When I mentioned to the children about KKR, they just shouted. I did not know they are so much enthusiastic, so much interested. They are following up, I think, every match, and they feel that KKR is our own. That feeling is there, and so they have an attachment to Calcutta. And when they find KKR, of course, they are all the more overjoyed.
Durga Puja is all about happiness. You know, it is that few days we are all happy, we are all willing to put our differences aside, we are all willing to come together, we are all willing to look and work towards one common goal, which is Ma Durga.
খুব ভালো করেছো, বাট কানে ফিভার 104 এফএমটাও রেখো। আমরা অফিসিয়াল রেডিও পার্টনার অফ কলকাতা নাইট রাইডার্স। এক্ষুনি তোমাকে শোনাচ্ছিলাম করবো লড়বো জিতবো রে, সেই পার্টিকুলার গান যেটা আমাদের সবাইকে ম্যাড করেছিল। ওফ মাই গড, the whole city changes into purple. So when it comes to cricket, and especially for KKR, they are totally in a different mood, cheering for KKR. I think the city misses the match here. Like today we have a match, so from the morning everything changes. But as long as cricket is there, as long KKR is there, it's fine.
जल्दी करते यार, लेट हो गए मैच के लिए। हाँ, मैच के लिए तो पेट पूजा भी करना पड़ेगा ना। हाँ, तो क्या ले ये लेते क्या यार, दिस लुक नाइस। कितना ले, 5? हाँ, वर्क्स। एनीथिंग एल्स दैट यू वांट? तो एक काम करते हैं, ये 5 ले लेते हैं। 3 ऑफ दीज एंड ये 2 उठाते हैं। हाँ ठीक है भैया, कितना हुआ आपका? 530 दैट वी पे। हाँ, अरे क्या कर रहे हो ब्रो, तुम्हें रेफर किया था ना अमेज़ॉन से पेमेंट करने, तेरा भी पैसे बचेगा और मेरा भी। या दैट एक्चुअली मेक सेंस। भैया अमेज़ॉन से पे कर सकते हैं?
श्योर मैम, चलेगा। ये अमेज़ॉन पे आप पेमेंट कर सकते हैं, ये भी हमारे लिए अच्छा है।
थैंक यू। चल चल।
It's like a cricket game, you know. You start off without knowing whether you're going to win or lose, but you play the best. So that's what we do. We just...
See, I think one of the things that personally I would like this team to enjoy and appreciate is the kind of support that we have seen.
They are all sad somewhere that matches have not been played here.
You know, sometimes it gets really irritating for calls for tickets, and I've even switched my phone off and not taken calls. Now I feel that let those calls come, let the fans come back, let the team come back here, and doesn't matter if it's irritating. We'll take those calls, we'll live with it as long as KKR is back at Eden Gardens.
একটা যে রমরমা যে ব্যাপারটা রয়েছে, আর ওরকম 4টে হেডলাইটের মধ্যে আমরা রয়েছি, পাখি উড়ছে, গঙ্গার হাওয়া বইছে, মানে অস্বাভাবিক এই দৃশ্য ফিরে আমাদের পাওয়ার জন্য আমি পাগল হয়ে রয়েছি।
Fingers crossed, I'm genuinely hoping that this squad will in some shape or form experience that. So that'll be a brilliant way to get back to Kolkata. Let's hope for the best and see what happens.